when we kiss you. Fever, if you live, you'll learn. Fever! Until you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn. 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 Hello, Barbara Lewis here with Singing After 40. It's a great day for singing, but today we're not going to sing. We're going to talk about ways, one way in particular, to gain more confidence as a performer. Now, we all know that in order to get up in front of an audience, even if it's just your mother and your father or your grandmother or a friend, even if it's just a small audience of people that you still have to know your song well. So that's a given for me. That you can sing your song in a practice room, you can sing it to yourself, you can sing it to your dog or your cat, so you know your song well enough. Some people feel that they can wing it, even if they can't do certain things in a practice room, that it will get better in front of an audience, and for the very few that does happen. But for most of us, if we can't do it in a practice room, we're not going to be able to do it in public. So be sure that you know your song well. Now, imagine that you're in a situation where you're going to perform. Again, it could be for any number of people and almost anyone. I used to have very bad stage fright as a young woman. I started singing at 7. I was a performer in my church at 7. And I had stage fright for many years, and it took me a long time to deal with it. I still got out and sang. Once my voice was in good shape, I would walk on stage and the fear would fall away. But backstage, I was just a basket case. But this is one thing that I've done over the years now that's really helped me backstage. Now I don't have so much stage fright. I'm not as nervous. I'm more excited than nervous. And I know how to handle the excitement. But way back when I had to find something to help me, I did what I call now the backstage dance. See, what happens when you're backstage? One of the many things that happen when we get nervous is that we're more attuned to what we're thinking than to how our body feels. We're thinking all of those terrible things like, I'm going to forget my words, my high note's not going to come out, I'm not going to remember the melody, I'll forget where to come in. It's a constant stream of bad thoughts, all the things that can happen to make you feel and look foolish in front of an audience. And there are many different ways to deal with that. But this is one that really gets you back to yourself fast. It's very physical. I call it the backstage dance, and it looks like this. It's very simple. Simply jumping from one foot to the other, or fast walking from one foot to the other. And while you're doing this, before you sing, you're going to deep breathe, like this. You're going to open your arms. You're going to let your arms be loose as you move like this. And when you deep breathe, you think about your breath. In it goes. And out it goes. And you can walk around and backstage if you want, like this. You don't do it for too long. You do it for short sessions. You don't want to get out of breath. But one thing that keeps you from getting out of breath is that you're deep breathing. And if you can't deep breathe, then you've done it too long. You don't want to be out of breath backstage. But what you do want to do is you want to come back into your body. Or you can do it more slowly. If you don't feel comfortable jumping up and down like I am here, do it much more slowly. Do it like a slow motion version of this. Just remember to breathe in and out and think about your breath. What happens when you do this little step dance backstage and you do your deep breathing, the thoughts that you've been thinking that slay you as a performer just melt away. Because really, they're a very small piece of the puzzle of a performer's life. It's just that we, for crazy reasons, we feel very afraid and very like we have to protect ourselves. But what you want in front of an audience is, of course, to be in your body and to be connecting and communicating something that's important for you. And this little exercise of step walking and breathing has made all the difference for me. So I suggest you try it. Try it with me right now. Open your arms out just to feel wide and to feel big, your biggest self. Roll your shoulders a little bit and then step, step, step and breathe. Just that amount can bring you back to yourself. Those thoughts may reappear, and when they do, you could, instead of walking, if you want, you can just take deep breaths and look at them. Watch the breath go in, watch the breath go out, and that shields you to a certain extent, with the stepping to a great extent. That shields you from this free floating fear that grabs many of us before we sing. So try this. It's very simple. I have a lot of other tips. In fact, I suffered so much from stage fright that I went through many, many processes to get to the point where it was much easier for me to perform. And I wrote a guide about it. I think it's called How to Overcome Stage Fright. I'll put a link right here and you can have a look. I've done a video about it, so the link will be right here. Anyway, I wish you great singing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like these kinds of videos for singing after 40, if you're a singer over 40, please subscribe and join me. I do these really often, and with your help, with your subscriptions and with your likes, I can keep doing them. So, again, I wish you great singing, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.